So here we are, at long last.
It's here. It's here.
I just want to have fun. That's all. That's all I want. I know I'm not a girl, but that's all I want. All I want is just to have fun, okay? I mean...
At this point, I'll settle for not being disappointed.
I will settle for fun.
If
like,
it's...
nonsensical... If the whole movie is just... Justice League, by the way, I mean, you clicked on the video.
Justice League.
If the whole movie, Glasshouse Films Midnight Review, Carson, Nick, is just that one scene of Batman v Superman where Batman's like killing everyone, whipping the car around,
slapping grenades at people.
Slapping grenades at people. If that's all it is, I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. I am okay with that. Yeah, it'll be stupid. Yeah, I'll come back and just be like, that was dumb, but you know what I won't say? I won't say it's boring. I won't say it's nonsensical, dumbass, boring garbage.
I would settle for I liked Wonder Woman, but the last 30 minutes of Wonder Woman kind of fell apart.
All right, I feel more comfortable saying this now that Wonder Woman has broke all these records and everything. Wonder Woman was good. Yes. However, it was working off of the most basic template that had been set for superhero movies that was just about perfected about 10 years ago with Iron Man.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she's a princess, whatever. It's the same superhero origin story.
Exactly.
And that's fine. That is totally fine.
It's what DC needed at the time.
It is.
Because they just needed...
They needed a win.
They needed a win. They were taking a lot of L's.
And it did kind of need to be Wonder Woman too.
Yeah. Because she does have I don't want to say... she has a very straightforward origin. I was going to say basic, but if you could boil every...
Yeah.
Especially
but straightforward DC. I think is good. I think the movie's strongest point is the fact that it was no, this is a, period piece. Mm-hmm. I think that really helped the movie.
Yeah, for sure. This movie?
I don't know what the hell is going to happen.
I don't know. We got an hour and 59 minutes to introduce three. I mean, I will go as far as to say that we're really... so we got Aquaman, Flash, Cyborg. I don't really think we got a good look at what Batman really is in this universe. So I'm kind of not counting him in Batman.
So here's the thing, though. In that 4-minute trailer that they released from Comic-Con, in the span of 4 minutes, we were pretty succinctly introduced to Aquaman and the Flash. Therefore, I think a lot of this movie is going to rest on Cyborg. I think it's going...
It looks like
in a way...
something to do with the villains.
Yes. I think
purely based... I haven't looked too much in this movie, but just purely based on what he looks like and what the villains look like.
And also Joe Morton. So I keep making these... Terminator 2 comparisons.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it looks like. This is all hypothesis from one trailer. I think LexCorp, we'll just make it easy, say LexCorp.
Sure.
Joe Morton works for their Super Sciences division. His son has some sort of football accident, and Joe Morton's I can bring you back using the Matrix of Leadership.
Yeah. And
turns out the Matrix of Leadership, it was actually something from Steppenwolf and all his bros from the Middle Ages. And they activated this, and they're like, "Oh, there's no lanterns here. There's nobody else, and we gotta be, Justice League and take care of this."
I just want to backtrack a little bit. And what kind of full body fucking football accident are we talking?
I don't know, man.
Where most times it's I got a football accident. Oh, I get a prosthetic leg. Oh, I had a football accident. I gotta get a prosthetic everything but half my face.
Yeah, I'm Cyborg, I don't know. Cyborg's pretty inconsistent from what I remember. In Teen Titans, it's here, part of the arm, half his junk and a leg. But then Young Justice, it's half the face and everything else is robot. So
pretty much.
Whatever. You know what? Just be fun. And big points already to the fact that this is under 2 hours.
I guess it was something that was ordered by the studio's CEO. Said they wanted it under 2 hours because of Batman v Superman being 152 minutes.
See, that actually...
part of it almost kind of worried me because I'm wondering if they're trying to get the biggest, like, dollar per runtime they can out of this movie.
Because 90 minutes is the optimal time because you can cram a lot in.
Yeah, before people realize that maybe it's not that great. But that's just me being a pessimist.
Yeah,
I want it to be good.
Well, now that you tell me a producer came down and said it, instead of it's like, oh, turns out a story fits perfectly.
I don't even think that. Yeah, I don't even think that that it was taken to the cutting room floor to make under 2 hours. I think they were told going into the movie, you need to make this under 2 hours. That's deliberately why it was an hour 59.
Yeah. We'll see.
So
I hope it's good. I mean, yeah, big ups already to it being under 2 hours. I mean, I don't want to sit through another 2.5 hour movie.
And then have to watch it again with an extra 30 minutes just to make it somewhat bearable.
Yep.
Looking at you. Batman v Superman. Dawn of go fuck yourself, I hate everything. You made me lose faith in DC. And then had it slightly restored by Wonder Woman. The director's cut.
That's a really long title.
It's weird. I don't know. It's like they geared it right towards me.
Yeah. So, all right. Enjoy the trailer that I'm going to show for 30 seconds and we'll be right back.
We don't have any more time.
Something is coming.
Ta-da, we're back. I liked it. I liked it. There were so many problems with it, but I liked it. And most importantly, by the end of that film, I was actually excited to see another adventure with all of these characters.
Yeah.
And I think that is the most important thing.
For the most part.
For the most part.
I don't know how...
I a little bit disagree with you there, but we can get to that.
For the most part, I don't know how we can talk about any of the last part of the film without getting into spoiler territory.
So generally speaking, I liked it. I think it's worth seeing in the cinemas.
I liked it. I think it was good, but it suffered from the most glaring issue with Batman v Superman, and that was that it was edited by like a 12-year-old.
It does have some editing
that just
issues.
goes. It's the same. It's kind of the same formula as Batman v Superman, where you get Batman scene, Superman scene, and then you get either your villain scene or the two of them scene, and then you get Batman scene, Superman scene.
The
kind
editing,
of both of them scene.
The editing as a whole on the movie, not necessarily like scene, not necessarily like shot to shot.
Yeah,
but the film doesn't feel like it's as cohesive as it could be. And that's definitely a really big issue because for the first like 30 minutes of this film, I'm kind of like, what? I mean, I know, but you haven't explained.
Yep, they go, Batman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Flash, Batman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Flash, Aquaman.
But
and they kind of just...
With that being said, I liked it. I would recommend seeing it in cinemas. You liked it.
I would too.
You'd recommend seeing it in cinemas. Okay, that's the review. We do have to discuss a plot-based spoiler. We have to. It is kind of important to discuss as to parts that work and don't work for this film. So, from here on out, we're not going to go fully into the movie, but we are going to discuss a big thing that happens.
That is still major spoiler territory.
Major spoiler territory.
We're not going to go too much into the story.
Yes.
But major spoiler.
So, and before we get to that major spoiler, basically the film, it is Steppenwolf, a new god, don't worry about it. The movie actually kind of says don't worry about it in its own way. I say don't worry about it as well. But Steppenwolf, he is an outside threat. He has seen that Earth is vulnerable. So
undefended.
He is coming to Earth to get 3 boxes. And that, I think, is one of the most refreshing things about this film. compared to like Suicide Squad and Batman v Superman is like, it's like, this is clear cut. This is what the villain wants. This is why he can't have it. This is what needs to be done to keep him from getting to his goal.
And I do have to say, as far as his motivation for coming back to Earth, so it's come up, spoiler-ish, the cubes, the cosmic cubes.
Cosmic cubes.
The cosmic cubes that he's coming to get.
Yeah.
He's not like coming to get them, like coming to find them. Like he left them there.
Yes.
Like he's been to Earth before.
Yes.
And I just want to say that flashback where they show him invading Earth was probably like the best fight sequence of the movie.
Yeah.
And it didn't have any of the main characters.
Yeah. But I have seen some people saying like, oh, I didn't like his motivation. I liked his motivation. It was simple. And you didn't need to go into it because it's not his movie. He is building everyone else up.
It's definitely like the starter pack villain.
Yes. Yes.
It's like if the first Marvel movie was Age of Ultron.
Kinda, yeah.
Well, but like almost exactly.
Absolutely,
if you really think about it, because the Age of Ultron ends with them with Thanos going, no, send in the next guy, or I'm gonna have to do this myself.
Yeah.
You know.
Actually, when we're done with this review, you and I have a thing to discuss with Steppenwolf in the end of this film. But, so, Steppenwolf wants these things. Bruce is like, shit, I gotta pull these guys together. Lex was already doing research on these guys. This is very much a sequel to Batman v Superman. Just making
really
that very clear.
It is like a 60% Batman, 40% everybody else.
Yeah, it is. It's
but welcome, because he's definitely like, I think just in terms of like on-screen presence, like Batman's always he's gonna be number one.
Yes.
He's always the guy that, at least in terms of the DC cinematic universe, he's always the guy, at least in the one movie he's been in, who just like says the shit that's got to be said.
Yeah.
Because it keeps the plot moving.
Yes. So, except Cyborg, a cybernetic unit built for warfare and exposition delivery.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
It actually wasn't a problem because they handled it. They handled the reason for him being Mr. Exposition Bot like about as well as they could have.
So, I would say the first third is explaining why Steppenwolf wants this stuff, and then Bruce assembling the team. And I gotta say, being under 2 hours helps the fuck out of this movie.
It did. Because I want to say even under 2 hours, there were some parts, and we'll talk about them in just a minute.
We'll get to them.
Where you're like,
but
let's go.
But heavily reined in helped. So, Batman already knows Diana, so he knows that she's in.
Prior relationship.
Yeah. And then he goes and it was kind of nice and refreshing that when he went to go speak to Barry Allen was in the trailer. They do that. He's just like, sure, whatever. I like Rick and Morty.
Yeah, they got that. Yeah.
The whole time I'm just like, X go give it to you, because that was the scene that was playing.
It was
distracting, whatever.
It was good. It was good to get that one out of the way just like quickly.
Yes, and so then trying to discuss things with Arthur, and I do like how it didn't take super long. It's like he kind of had to experience a thing firsthand, and then he was like, "Yep, you're right. Let's do this." Great. Cyborg was a little weird, but that's for plot reasons, and that's okay.
It was. They could have cut probably 2 scenes with Cyborg.
Although Joel Morton, yay, brother from another planet.
Yeah, they definitely could have cut 2 scenes.
Yeah.
And it added maybe more to the last act of the movie with the couple minutes they would have saved, but minor.
Again, major step in the right direction as far as I'm concerned with all of this. But after a particular encounter with Steppenwolf, Bruce goes, crud.
Nope.
We need a guy that died in the last movie. And they bring Superman back, which I was I felt was a guaranteed thing that was going to happen.
You know, it's like, I was like, it's probably going to happen, but it doesn't change the fact that nobody wanted it to happen. Superman is...
But...
I will go as far as to say Superman is the weakest part of the DC universe.
But I will say...
Cinematic universe.
Yeah. I will say, as far as bringing him back... So... Something that we've discussed this, and I've harped on this, is in the trailers a lot, they'll go, oh, he was a beacon of hope. Without him, humanity's just screwed. It's like, no, he sulked and was brooding. He was the saddest superhero I have ever seen. But, so that was all bullshit, but it was more like, okay, we recognize he's kind of powerful and we could use him.
Yeah.
Okay. They bring him back, and I don't, whatever. However, with them bringing him back, I'm like, oh wait, someone learned how to write Superman. He smiles. He has fun. He makes jokes.
I mean, he did for like a minute.
Like I feel like he was way more Superman in this than all of Batman v Superman and all of Man of Steel.
At the same time, there's a list of things that I think we're all over. Batman crying about his parents being number one. No one cares about Batman crying. I'm not talking about things that I'm not talking about things that happen.
I got what you mean.
Just things we don't need anymore when it comes to like the character.
I got what you mean.
We don't need Batman crying about his parents anymore. We all get he's sad that his parents died.
We don't need Spider-Man crying over Uncle Ben.
We don't need Spider-Man crying over Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
The other thing I do not need Superman being like just going on about the beacon of hope shit. Like, we get it. We get that you love Lois Lane.
So that
we get that your dad's dead and that you love your mom.
Those were
holy shit.
Those were my two biggest problems. Is the way it started. I'm like, oh, you guys are trying to make up for the fact that he kind of wasn't a beacon in the other two movies.
Yeah.
I know Suicide Squad and Wonder Woman, tabling those when I talk about the other two movies. This is really, you had to have seen at least Batman v Superman. So with with his hope thing, I'm like, kind of the wrong way to start.
We get it. Like, we get it. That's the thing.
Fine.
We get it. It's like we're bring him just like what I just wanted was bring him back, have him be, hey, I'm Superman. I know I'm the king shit, and I'm also a good guy.
Yeah.
Introduce me to your mother.
He's like that. Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, then let's move on. We don't need like the heartfelt. I don't need him to hug, give a warm embrace to Lois Lane every fucking time. She's on. I don't even know what she does. I don't even know what Lois Lane does.
She's a reporter for.
No, I mean I don't know what she. I don't know what she does though. Like, because she just shows up and she's like, you're a beacon of hope.
Yeah, I get. I mean, that is one of the biggest disappointments with Amy Adams in these movies, and it's not her fault. Is that Amy Adams is an incredible actor, and she is wasted every time.
Well, it's not like Lois Lane is the most interesting character.
True, but I feel like they're still not even true to her character for what it is. So.
And just a couple minutes of that in the movie.
Oh,
just
it was a lead
dragged
balloon.
it down.
Yeah. But when those things were over, when it got to like him being integrated with the team, I'm like, oh, so I'm seeing the potential. I'm understanding this. And with that being said, and I think this is something that you wanted to bring up was, okay, Superman, he's strong, he's quick, he ain't that fucking quick.
He is not. I was not okay with that.
I was very much not okay with that.
It was just like, I just said the same thing when we saw Civil War. I was like, Captain America doesn't just get to throw Spider-Man around like that.
No.
Like, no, it just doesn't happen.
Also, tensile strength is different than like being able to cut through something.
I'm just gonna look right at everybody and I say this: if you think Superman is faster than the Flash,
you
are up your own ass.
Yeah,
straight up. He's not.
He's not.
He's just not. Not even close.
Yeah,
Barry Allen Flash,
it
especially.
bugged me. It bugged me enough that I had to bring it up in the review.
Yeah, because it's not even just a one-time thing. It's like a couple-time thing.
Yeah, I'm like...
It's actually, as far as both of them being on the screen, it was kind of an every-time thing. Yeah. Now that I think about
it. He's faster than Superman.
That being said, they did kind of underpower Flash a bit. He was kind of relegated to, like, rescue man.
I feel like they did a pretty good job illustrating that he is still getting used to it. Like, this is Flash, like, I would say the first couple years of him doing his job.
Oh, dude, I wouldn't even say it was like, I would say it's probably year one.
Like, he lucked out capturing Captain Boomerang for Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that
is kind of what it boiled down to. And that's okay, so long as you fix it later.
But anyways, with the whole Superman thing, towards the end, so we've already hit major spoilers as far as Superman coming back. But, I mean, you could probably guess... Spoiler ahead. Superman's the one that takes down Steppenwolf,
and he takes him down like a punk ass bitch.
He takes him down like a bitch.
I'm like,
it was like that was what kind of
okay. Superman is strong. He ain't that much stronger than everyone else. Like, Aquaman is fucking strong. Wonder Woman is fucking.
That's the
strong.
thing is like there are people that go toe to toe with Superman, and
I feel like
the new gods are several of them.
Yeah,
and Steppenwolf is essentially a new god. I mean,
at most like a lieutenant to one.
And the fact that he literally just gets like he gets pimp slapped, laser beamed, and then like punched into the ground like Jon Snow, Ramsay Bolton style.
Yeah. It was like, okay, I was like, guess.
I guess.
I mean, yeah.
Coming out of Thor.
Yeah.
Thor spoilers. I didn't want to see that again, you know?
Musical cars going on. So yeah, we went at 6 o'clock. It's now like 8:30.
Oh yeah,
it's still pretty early. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, but again, these are all things that it's like, okay, I feel like this is more of a stride in the right direction. It feels way more confident, and I think a big aspect of that we haven't brought up yet is the music. I never thought I'd be like, Danny Elfman, your presence here made this a better picture. But it did, because I feel like he has a better understanding of how to use music in a movie.
Yeah. I feel like this movie, so I'm going to compare it to Age of Ultron because they're just so similar.
Very similar plot
transitions,
structures.
The editing in Age of Ultron, despite Age of Ultron probably being one of the weaker Marvel films, miles ahead of this movie. Miles ahead. No doubt. Like the Marvel... their movies are pretty dense, and they're also pretty long.
Yeah.
But they transition really well, and they don't feel that long.
Yeah.
This movie, Batman v Superman, not so much. Like, hour 59 felt really long because it's just very jarring transitions.
Yeah.
That being said, I think that the individual scenes are better in these movies. Like there's the coloring is like a lot better, like a lot more stylized. I honestly like the fight scene. Like the fighting's just a lot better. Everybody has their very I mean, in the Marvel universe they all have their unique fighting styles as well, but it's so much more fast paced, and because it's not as stylized, it kind of all just gets lost in the mix a little bit, and it doesn't stand out as much.
Especially in
when you see Wonder Woman fighting, and when you see Flash fighting, we see Batman fighting, those three specifically. Cyborg, not so much. Cyborg
shoots things.
He shoots things.
Yeah.
But when you see those three fighting, it's very distincly different feels to each of their scenes, and they really stood out.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point.
And then you jump to another jarring transition, and you're like, what just happened?
Yeah, I don't know how much of that might have come down to Zack Snyder and Deborah Snyder having to unfortunately step back from this film in the back end. However, I feel like more of this film works because Zack Snyder kind of stepped up his game. I will not attribute this movie's success to Joss Whedon because it feels much more like a Zack Snyder film.
It really does.
And I feel like his work on it is what made it a success.
Yeah.
Because I am labeling this as a success. But anyway, back to the music. Music was like the only problem I had with the music. And it's not even my typical Danny Elfman problem, which Danny Elfman doesn't know how to shut up and just let the movie play. This movie, better. Much better. But my problem is that I feel like they pulled back on Wonder Woman's theme.
I mean,
I really like that electric cello.
I do too, and they played it once, and I was okay with it.
Well, they didn't use the electric cello at all.
I was okay with it.
But minor nitpick, all things considered.
It's a team effort.
Yeah.
You know. They can't just play it every time she's on screen.
And going to what you said about it, stylistically, I feel like these shots, a lot of them, especially at the very beginning when Batman was doing stuff in Gotham, I was like, wow, these are really good shots. Like, these are very stylistic shots, but they feel better within the scene.
Yeah.
And again, that's Zack Snyder. I don't think that's Joss Whedon. I think that's Zack Snyder kind of putting it together more. And I mean, this movie had some beautiful shots. It also, I feel when the dialogue was really clicking, it was really clicking.
Yeah, it was.
I feel these people have a great camaraderie together. And I can't wait to see more adventures with these guys.
Agreed.
And there was one particular scene in the film that at first I was like, and then I saw what they were doing. I'm like, oh, I know exactly what you are pulling from, and I appreciate that.
That was good.
Yeah, I can't wait for them to. I can't wait for the next Justice League movie, and I didn't think I'd be saying that about this movie. I am pleasantly surprised. I can't wait for the next Justice League movie. I can't wait for them to expand the Justice League. I want to see Martian Manhunter in this shit. I want to see Green Lantern in here. Especially the way that they showed off a lantern in this.
Yeah, that was cool.
And it was like, perfect.
They showed someone throwing some lightning around, man. I was like,
I think that was Zeus.
I was like, is that Zeus?
Yeah. I'm like, wow, sweet.
It didn't shy away from that. And that was towards the start of the film.
Yeah, and I can't wait. And I again never thought I would say this. I can't wait for the Aquaman movie next year.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
James Wan's the one who's putting that one together.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. So I'm pretty impressed.
I was pleasantly surprised.
And I think that the reception to this is going to be a lot warmer than everything else. I think Wonder Woman was a good step in the right direction, and this is kind of taking that ball and running with it.
Yeah. I definitely think, because there's going to be the obvious comparisons between this and like the Marvel Universe, I think that stylistically, DC Universe got it on point.
Yes.
I really like the kind of like dark, but still like really like oversaturated kind of colors that they use. But oh my god, they got to work on the editing. Yeah. Like that's like the most glaring issue with the movie.
Yeah, it was very much like I guess we're with this scene. I guess this is the next scene.
It's like 30 3-minute scenes put together.
Yeah.
Is like kind of what it is. It's what it feels like. Like
also, I didn't think that Jim Gordon was needed. J.K. Simmons is a much better J. Jonah Jameson than he is a James Gordon.
God, what, he was in it for like
no time at all.
2 scenes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a
welcome addition, but probably not. You probably could have saved him for a solo movie or something.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what DC has next. Well, I mean, I know what they have next. It's Aquaman.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to have more of these films. And I hope that Zack Snyder and Deborah Snyder can, heal and everything and come back.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, this is
They're getting
probably
better.
Zack Snyder's best film.
Watchmen. But
Personal taste.
I was insta Watchmen.
Although it was weird seeing Dr. Manhattan in this movie. I'm just like, dude, you can just get out of there, right?
Yeah.
It flows like water.
It does.
Anyway, yeah, good movie. I liked it. I mean, I'm probably being a little bit more generous to this because I wasn't super looking forward to it. But at the end of the day, I had fun, and I'm looking forward to watching this movie again.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'll ever say that about Batman v Superman, Man of Steel. I rewatched Suicide Squad and was throwing up the entire time. So, yeah, I mean, cool. We got one! Yay!
I mean, we got one.
And that's the best thing for both Marvel and DC. Is for both of them to constantly be pushing themselves and kicking ass.
And that post-credit scene. I'm not gonna spoil it here. But that post-credit scene, like the actual post.
Oh yeah.
Not the mid-credit scene.
Yeah.
The post-credit scene.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Oh yeah.
I can get behind that.
Let's do this. Let's do it.
That's
so next week, I have no idea what is coming out.
That's not a good sign ever.
No, it isn't.
That's how we got Boo 2 a Medea Halloween.
Damn it.
Like, what comes out next week? I don't know. Boo 2 a Medea Halloween.
Yep. So, thanks for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Tell us below what you thought of this movie. I really want to know. YouTube.com/GlassFilmsHouse, Facebook.com/GlassHouseFilms, and Twitter @GlassHouseFilms. Thanks, y'all, and we'll see you next time. Bye!